Good evening. He did threaten me, but now that he's, thank you, giving me a mic that might be dangerous. I have a little bit of different take. I'm hoping that you see my color, and I'm hoping that you appreciate my color. I can't go any place without being this color. And so if our police officers would like this color and identify with this color and appreciate this color, it'd be less of us dead. There's absolutely a Ferguson, there's absolutely a Charleston, and there's a Tennessee every week, actually. I was in Baltimore, and the weekend they had over 45 shootings. So it's happening every day. Somebody's being affected by this every day. We live in a country that sees race but doesn't appreciate it. And so there's something that we can do together. And we can begin to talk about this issue of racism. We can begin to talk about the issue of sexism. We can talk about the issues of elitism, and we can talk about the issues of capitalism. We can talk about these issues that are affecting our communities that continue to keep us apart. But I'm grateful that we are coming together. We can look together. But I want to know one thing is, when are we going to take over the State House? At some point, there has to be something called a little bit of civil disobedience, where folks have the will to stand up, be arrested, even possibly lose everything. At some point, people got to understand that we're serious about what we're talking about. We can stand on corners and we can march, but at some point, we have to come together and we have to show our legislators that we're serious about this thing. I want you to see me. I believe you see me. I'm hoping that you appreciate this because I carry it every day. I walk places, and I was driving down this road and a gentleman was trying to push me off the road, and he pulled his gun up, as I was driving by. I turned off the road, off the one-way street. He followed me, chased me down the street. And so I had basically two choices. And that was just kind of fight back with my car. So we're trying, it's right here in Wichita. I'm trying to push him off the road. And so he finally turned off. This violence is not somewhere place else, it's here. Quintero, Icarus Randolph. It's happening every day. When are we going to just begin to say no more and stand up? So you say now? When are we going to say no more? When are we going to say no more? When are we going to say no more? Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready to be serious about this thing? Are y'all ready to take back our state house? I can feel my help coming on. Y'all can I better sit down. But the issue of race is real. The issue of violence is real. It's going to take people of goodwill to stand up and put an end to it. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rueben. A little round of applause for Rueben. For all his videos, right? What an amazing group of voices, right? I think. Yeah. You don't agree? That's okay. I'd like to acknowledge that a lot of the violence is here in Wichita. We talked about that. One of the reasons we're here, though, is on the sign behind me. Rising for Charleston. So it was 1 month ago today that 9 people were shot to death at Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. A very famous, historic AME church. It was around 9 o'clock p.m. in Charleston. And the police responded to calls of a shooting at Emanuel AME. And during the hour preceding the attack on the people in the church, there were 13 people, including the shooter, who were participating in a Bible study. A Bible study. And according to accounts who talked to survivors, the shooter asked, when he got into the church, he asked for the pastor, Reverend Pinckney, and sat down next to him at the Bible study. He was initially listening to others during the study, and then as they talked about Scripture, he started to disagree with them. Eventually, he stood up and he pulled a gun, and he aimed at an 87-year-old Susie Jackson. Jackson's nephew, 26-year-old Tawanza Sanders, tried to talk him down and asked him why he was attacking churchgoers. The shooter responded, "I have to do it. You rape our women, and you're taking over our country, and you have to go." When he expressed his intention to shoot everybody, Sanders dove in front of Jackson, and he was the first one shot. 26 years old. The shooter also said, "Y'all want something to pray about? I'll give you something to pray about." And he reloaded his gun 5 times. Sanders' mother and his 5-year-old niece, both attending the study, survived the shooting by pretending to be dead. Before leaving the church, the shooter reportedly uttered racial epithets and inflammatory statements over the bodies, and then got in his car and drove away. He had intended to shoot himself in the church, and he put the gun to his head and pulled the trigger, but was out of bullets. What we'd like to do now is, in as much quiet as is possible here, you might want to gather in a little bit closer. This is a community, and I was asked by Channel 12, I don't want to get the channel wrong, the station, why we're here. And one thing I said was that we're a community, and if we talk to each other through that talking and that communication, we lose some of our fears of each other. So gather together. And what I would like to do is read each name, and after I read one name, Charlotte will ring the bell. And we'll just have a short moment of silence. Then I'll read the second name. Cynthia Marie Graham Hurd. Susie Jackson. Ethel Lee Lance. DePayne Middleton, Doctor. Tawanza Sanders. Daniel Simmons. Sharonda Coleman Singleton. Myra Thompson. Let's just continue in 30 seconds of silence, okay?
It's a letter to his 15-year-old son. In the book, he talks about the banality of violence. In this passage I'm reading, he is reminding his son of the violence against black bodies in this country. As you know now, if you did not before, that the police departments of your country have been endowed with the authority to destroy your body. It does not matter if the destruction is the result of an unfortunate overreaction. It does not matter if it originates in a misunderstanding. It does not matter if the destruction springs from a foolish policy. Sell cigarettes without the proper authority and your body can be destroyed. Resent the people trying to entrap your body and it can be destroyed. Turn into a dark stairwell and your body can be destroyed. The destroyers will rarely be held accountable. Mostly they will receive pensions. And destruction is merely the superlative form of a dominion whose prerogatives include friskings, detainings, beatings, and humiliations. All of this is common to black people, and all of this is old for black people. No one is held responsible. Thank you.
I've asked Aaron about 3 days ago, 2 seconds ago, to lead us in We Shall Overcome. And part of this is a really personal thing. And that is in 2004, I just had knee surgery, and I was lying on the couch in my house, and I was supposed to lie there for 5 days and not move much. And I got a phone rings, and it's my brother-in-law telling me that my 24-year-old nephew had shot himself in the head with a gun that was in his father's car, sitting on the seat of the car. That's reckless gun ownership. That's murder as far as I'm concerned. I guess his dad couldn't be prosecuted, but I just wanted to say that before we sing, We Shall Overcome.
We shall overcome.